That's a proper performance in it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, against a team pretty similar to us, like missing some players, but on a decent run as well. So dangerous game for us. Got some good players, and but I thought we got everything right, pretty much so. Thought the shape of the team out of possession was good. We knew that the two centre halves would have a lot of the ball and try and build through the goalkeeper. So we had to be disciplined in that. Thought we defended really well. Back to clean sheets, which is huge for us. I thought the other part of the game we were aggressive when we had to step into them in key areas and created good chances. Timings of the goals were good. To get the first one, second one settled us down, and I was delighted in terms of the attitude of the team after that. They looked as if they were really enjoying the afternoon. We never sat back and went 4-5-1 or 5-4-1, whatever it is, and soaked it up. We went hunting and pressed really well for the third. So good afternoon for us. Talked about it at the start of the game. You know, I always have embraced it. You're in the position for a reason. Can't not talk about opportunity going to the top of the division. Why should we ignore it? I know managed over 1,000 games that nothing's won in January, but there was a big 3 points on offer today, and to take 4 points off Norwich, who are well coached, with a lot of good players, is a good effort.
Yeah, I know it's a team effort, and it's a good day for Harrison with a couple of goals. Just how impressed have you been with him for first real experience in the
he's
Champions system?
He had a bit of a wobble at Watford the week before, and like any good player, comes back and steps right onto it, and was excellent. Played middle of the park in the game against Cardiff, so he's got that ability. He's good on the ball. Another one that's first season in the Championship, and he's had an outstanding season, but he's got another 19 games to go. There's good competition in that area. We had to change the team pretty late on. Brooksy didn't feel well overnight and reported not very well this morning, so we had to change that. So we were starting with obviously Gus off the left and Brooksy off the right, and Callan and Rian. So we had to whiz that around a bit. So no excuses from us. I talked about if you had the belief to win a game of football today, show a little bit more control in the game than we did second half at Watford. I was delighted with what happened at Watford. You know, it's something that we will lean on for the remaining part of the season. Emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted, did what we needed to do to win, dragged each other through it and got that win. A different type of performance today. But Harrison played his part. Thought Hamer was excellent. There's just, it wasn't a day where, it was about one or two. I thought everybody was bang at it. There was 7s and 8s and a couple of 9s in there right the way through, which there has to be if you're going to win a game of football, especially against the quality of the opposition.
I was going to ask about Gus as well. He's not short of confidence as he's shooting from.
No, I've got to say when I saw him shoot, sometimes pragmatic in my approach. If I was playing behind him and he had a shot and it went out of play, then maybe I'd be having a little word in his ear if I was playing with him. But you don't want to take that out of him as well. I thought he was outstanding. I told him afterwards coming off, I'm going to have a moan at you at times, but listen, we're going to have that relationship. But some of his play was sublime, and to see that, the vision that he had. And when he's hit it, when he struck it, I just think he was nowhere near gonna have the pace on the ball and the power on the ball, and it just kept going and gathering pace. And obviously, Angus has made a really good save to keep it out.
I was going to ask you about the clean sheets before you mentioned it. I mean, does that have to be the start of another run for there as well?
Well, listen, the goals against you look at the goals against Burnley were the first goal for their point of view. It would be a really good goal. The second goal is a deflection. The best respawn goal is a deflection. The goals at Sunderland are down to us. Really poor decisions. So we've talked about not gifting anything away. Let them earn those opportunities. At half time, it wasn't a case of sitting back; it was being bold and brave. But I'm delighted for Robbo and Ella. I thought it was outstanding. The back four were really good. We've not set up to be a defensively minded team, but get both ends of the pitch right, which we did today. Then gives you a fabulous opportunity of getting a win.
Actually, about Tom Davies, obviously with his history, it'd be a concern seeing him limp off. How were him and Sam initially? Yeah,
Sam, I think, just tweaked his ankle. Tom's just got a bit of a sore groin, so we'll assess that tomorrow. Boys are in tomorrow, so we'll assess that. And we talked about he might pick up little bits and pieces. So it's disappointing for his point of view, but we'll wait and see on that.
Yeah. How close were everyone to coming back, Jez, Vinny?
Well,
everyone.
I talked after the Watford game. I believe that, and not down to us, that we would possibly, have some additions into the group. We're close. On one maybe that has been floating about today, and another couple. But as we talked about on Friday, it's not straightforward. But delighted with the support I've been given by Stephen, Bettis, and the owners, the chairman, in supporting what we're trying to do. It's needed. I said to the players before, you look and they've got injuries, we've got injuries, we're stretched. We've got players coming back. We think that Vinny and Jez will be back for Tuesday. Hopefully, they'll train tomorrow. But I won't take a short-term gamble on them. I think you've just seen with Femi coming into the group, and Ty looked sharp for 15-20 minutes, which was great. There was a few carrying illnesses, as I said. We had to change the team pretty late with Brooksy, but he should be okay. And the additions of the boys, it's going to be difficult because the registration time is 12 o'clock on Monday for Tuesday and 12 o'clock on Thursday for Friday. But we'll just work relentlessly as we've done, myself and Stephen and the recruitment team to support the boys, and that's what I said to them before the game. No excuses. We've lost a couple of players. Kiefer wasn't well enough to play. Brooksy wasn't well enough to play. But we're bringing players in to support this group, not to take anybody's place, to make us better, because we need to be when we look at the likes of the teams in and around us, and what they've got in terms of depth and strength, because we're going to need it. Last 20 games are going to fly. Physically, we're going to get massively tested, and we need them options and solutions to little bits and pieces that maybe go against us.
Big game up the road tomorrow. Can they both lose?
I'm not getting involved in that. There was an opportunity today to gain a big 3 points against good side. So people talk to me downstairs on the radio about it could have been, it wasn't. Would I taken 2-0 before a ball's kicked? Absolutely, 100%.
Just great to
That relationship between Hamer and O'Hare, they had a conversation. That's what you were buying as well, wasn't it? You were getting another player, but it's like telepathic. Isn't it?
I think Cal will be a bit disappointed. Great bit of play just before half time to put us 2 up, but thought Cal was fabulous today. Thought Angus Gunn made a couple of great saves from him. It'll come, he'll get his goals, but his contribution, the way he presses, his contribution, the way he wriggles out of situations, where he links with Gus and the other players is great, and he can be delighted with his performance today.
Yeah. He was sort of, going into bat today. There's a bit of scoreboard pressure almost. You'll have things towards the end of the season. One team's playing one day, another one's playing the other at the top, and there's one the next day. That's all part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, and you've got to deal with it, embrace it, and enjoy it as well. We're not halfway up the league. We're not. As some people I know would have thought we'd have gone straight through this division. And be languishing at the bottom of the division. We're not. We've earned the right to be where we are, and we've got to enjoy it and play a part. Of course, United fans are going to be watching that game tomorrow. Of course they are. Am I going to be watching it? Of course I am. So, of the teams in and around us when we've dropped points or you've not got 3 points. So that but it's never won. It's never won in January, but if you go on a poor run, then you can make it difficult for yourself. So we've just got to be consistent, and that's what I really enjoyed about today. I thought the quality of the result and performance at Watford speaks for itself from everybody who was there. But today was a different type of performance, one of control and good play and a real good team performance against, like I said, a decent side.
It's been about bringing players in, and obviously everyone wants them in, but it's like the senior players as well, I suppose. They'll know that you probably need help. You've got a really good chance, and they go into the well a little bit, and it'll just...
Absolutely. I talked to the senior players. I talked to the young players that they need to enjoy this and they need to contribute and be consistent. But I talked to the senior players. There's the likes of Robbo and Gus and Anel and all the senior players. Do they want to see good players come through the door? And this is no disrespect or anything towards those young players, but they want good players and senior players to aid them in terms of their ambition and where they want to be in their careers. So, yes, bringing those players in raises the bar, makes us stronger, and shows the ambition of the football club at this particular moment.
Chris, did you say, in terms of numbers, how many lads did you expect to come in before the end of the window? You say it's about 3 at the minute in terms of...
No, 5. We're after 5.
5?
Yeah, we're after 5.
Yeah. You expect to potentially get all 5?
Yeah, I do, yeah. We're close. We're close on 3. It might be too late on, but position specific, you've got to look at it. We were light at the start of the season, I keep saying. We've lost Suter and Arblaster, 2 massive players for us as well, so we need to replace those. We're looking. We've analysed it through the first part of the season and talked to the owners. This is what we need. This is sort of position specific. This is the age and the experience what we need, and this is the quality. We're talking to number 1 targets and all those targets that we've identified within reason from a financial point of view, personality point of view. They all want to come and be part of our hopefully successful last 19 games of the season.
Just one on Harrison, please, Chris. You were saying obviously he's made a big step up, hasn't he, from Peterborough, come here and thrive. Do you think he's got that potential with some of the other younger lads to be a potential Premier League player? How good do you think he could be, basically? Well,
yeah, but I'll go back to that group that we had originally, that first went into the Premier League in 2019-20. Everybody looked at them, and it was you only know until you get in there. So his sole focus and ambition is to stay in our team because he's got competition in around him and to play as well as he has done. And then if that door opens and we step through it, then that's another challenge for everybody. But really, focusing on that next performance, because he has at times, dropped, which they all do, young players, and especially first time in this division. But for the majority of time, he's been absolutely spot on and delighted with his contribution.
Chris, can I just ask you specifically what you like about Harrison, and since he's been at the club, what would you say the big thing he's improved on in his game?
Well, he was in a possession-based team at Peterborough. Had a lot of the ball. Started off as 10 and a midfield player. His qualities midweek. For when we played Cardiff, he played in the middle of the park. There was a doubt with Sidney Peck today. He was another one that was really struggling, even though he didn't really show out there. Thought he was fabulous as well. But Harrison would have moved into the middle of the park. So, real technical player. He's obviously getting tested a lot more from a defensive point of view, and he's been part of a team that's, I think, collected 16 clean sheets now. So he's learning on the job. He's going to have difficult days. He had a real difficult day against Watford last week, where never tracked a runner, and they scored off the back of it, and a real direct player that he was up against. But he's dealt with a lot of the good players so far this season, and it's a big 19 games for him as well. But his attitude's good. He's a pleasure to work with. He trains every day consistently well, and it's a good home for him, and it's the next step up for him.
All good.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
All the best. See ya.